We are school psychology specialists, and one of the hardest parts of our job is being trauma informed and then working with some individuals who are not trauma informed. Sometimes it can be a little difficult to try to get them to understand that a lot of our kids have a lot of different needs, come from a variety of different backgrounds, cultures. So it's just really kind of difficult sometimes to have people truly try to understand that some of our kids don't have food at home, running water, things like that. So maybe academics are not at the forefront of their mind right now.
When I first started out as a school psychology specialist, I really thought that I would be able to utilize all of my skills and the skill set that I learned during graduate school. But in reality, we are underutilized. The ratio that is expected is one school psychology specialist to 500 students. But in reality, in the state of Arkansas, it is one school psychology specialist to 4,000 students. So that is putting a barrier between us and the students and us being able to actually serve every student accurately.
I remember being in grad school and being told by our professors that your reports and your knowledge, you are the person who everybody is going to come to for answers, and then you get into the real world and that is not the case. Like Jenna said, a lot of our skills are really underutilized. We can provide counseling services for students, social skills groups, all types of things, but we're really mainly seen as testers. So we are not able to really just expand on our role like we really want to. So when I first heard about Tears, I was really excited. We had actually met with the team 2 times here at our special education office. So I was definitely super excited about that, and actually excited to get into one of the trainings where they were showing us different skills and things that we could bring back to our schools, and then hopefully our schools love it so much that we could present the information to our district. That way we can get some district-wide interventions or just resources to people.
I was really excited about bringing this to my staff because we really wanted it for our students. But when I was working with some of my staff members, I noticed that some of my staff members were not okay. And we, we're working alongside of putting our students first, but when my staff members are not okay and they're going through this trauma firsthand and then they're reliving it and we're talking about it, and then they're having secondhand trauma, and then when they're not okay as well, I realized that I needed to find some resources to bring back to my staff members and my coworkers, so to help us not only help our students but help ourselves. So that's when I was given this resource to be able to be on this gap relief team. And I was like, that's something I really need to be a part of, because not only do I need it, my staff members and my coworkers need this as well. So I was really grateful to be given this opportunity, because I knew this was something I just had to be a part of. We were given a lot of different resources, but one of the resources that I've recently started doing with my psychological testing experience that I'll do with the students, I was giving an IQ test one day with a student, and right before testing, I showed him some reflexes, and we were doing the 7-second going up the arm and to the shoulder, and he did it on himself on both arms, and then he was like, man, I really feel more relaxed, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to start testing. And so it was just those really small things that we were learning, that I'd learned honestly previously that morning, that then I used in testing that afternoon, that really helped me in my testing session, and that I even have been doing on myself that I could do with other students, and I've shown some staff members, and they're now doing it in the morning with their whole group before they even start any academic lessons, because it's just those soft skills that you need to do, because if you cannot get everyone ready to learn and get back into that baseline, then there's no academic learning that can be done. So that's just one experience that I've had, and we have multiple, but that was just one really good success story that I've had so far.
We had a session with the Gap Relief team where we had blank gingerbread men, and our job was to use the colors and the markers to fill in how our body was feeling. And so we have a student at one of my schools who was really having a hard time with self-control of his body, and so we had been in contact with the parents to try to get the child some supports in the classroom and some help, but that parent at the time was she didn't really want to like discuss going to the doctor because she had had just previous like bad experiences. And so I asked her if it was okay to like work with her student and just to kind of like build that relationship with him. And so I tried the gingerbread man with him. And so I was really excited when he did this. So basically he was saying that his body felt hypersonic because he really loves Sonic, and apparently when Sonic like goes hypersonic, he changes into like a rainbow. So when he drew this and we kind of had that conversation, I feel like it was really eye-opening for me, the fact that he could like visualize how his body was feeling. And so then we met with his parent again, and we're like, hey, like, we really want to show you like how your child feels like going like within his body. So we showed her the picture, and it was a few days later that she had the conversation with her doctor about different things that she can do to like help support her child. So I was really excited that like this helped somebody.
If we continue to respond to the problem, then we will never get to the root of the issue. And gap relief is the definition of prevention. And this is what can help our students, our teachers, our schools, and our district. And we believe that we love the tools. We're given all kinds of resources, not just for ourselves, but for our students and our staff members.
I feel like gap relief just kind of like simplifies like some of those like easy strategies that you can use for people who have been through trauma, because trauma does not have a color, an age. Trauma does not care who you are, so anyone can experience it. And especially with like our staff and our little people that we work with, it's just really nice to have like something super simple that you can do like at the beginning of the day, the end of the day. You don't have to have like this huge fancy curriculum to talk about trauma or to just do some easy strategies for trauma. Gap relief has all of that.
Yeah, it seems so abstract, but really it's just this very simple things.
It is.